So today I got a call from a doctor in his early 30s. In 2024, he made $550,000. His wife, also a doctor, made $50,000 because she was in her last year in residency. They got married in 2024. So, questions on the top of their mind were, should they do married filing joint or married filing separately? I said, well, does your wife have income based student loan repayments she has to worry about? The answer there is yes. My second question is she working in a job where those will be forgiven after 10 years? Because that's very important. Let's break it down. If I make $50,000 and I marry somebody who makes $500,000, my $50,000 is going to be taxed at our married filing jointly combined tax rate. I'm going to pay a whole lot more on that 50K. But my spouse, who's making 500K, now has the advantage of much larger tax brackets. So they're going to pay a lot less on their 500K because they went from the single brackets to the married filing joint brackets. So they're going to probably save a whole lot more than the spouse with the 50K of income is going to end up paying. Most likely, they're better off. But now we have to think about, all right, how much more in tax, how much more in student loan repayments is the spouse going to have to pay if their income goes from 50,000 single to 550K married filing joint? The only way to know is to run the numbers, right? So on one tax return, we've got married filing separate. All right, here's how much each spouse is going to owe. You got married filing joint. Here's how much they're going to owe or get refunded. Compare those. And now you know. So let's just assume married filing joint makes them ahead $10,000. Now we have to compare that to the increased amount of student loan payments. But the story's not done yet because the entire balance of the student loan payments will be forgiven in 10 years. So any money we put towards that, we're throwing it away since it's all going to get forgiven in 10 years. So now not only do we have to factor that in, but we also have to think, all right, well, what's the chance we stay in that job for the next 10 years? Do we want that flexibility of leaving? And sure, we'll have to pay everything back, but at least we've got more flexibility. Maybe we can go to the private sector and get a job where, hey, we could pay it off the whole thing in a few years. So there's a lot of different points to analyze here. And if this person was not in a job where it was going to get forgiven in 10 years, then it's a much more mathematical and straightforward equation. If we do married filing separately, we're simply losing tax benefit every year, losing tax benefit. Does that offset the fact that we're going to keep our income-based student loan repayments nice and low? You got to run the numbers. Hey, my name is Arash. I help people create plans to pay less in taxes. Did you know if you like, subscribe, and comment on my videos, you will automatically save 10% in taxes? Okay, that's actually not true. Also, I need to let you know that none of this video should be taken as tax advice. However, I would love to give you individualized tax advice. All you have to do is schedule a consultation on my website, link below.